All right, let's talk about building classic blues lines over the chord of the moment. In other words, thinking chordally. Okay, not just thinking in scales like a pentatonic scale. You all know it, but rather than just thinking in terms of the pentatonic scale, thinking of the notes that are in the chord. So here's an A7 chord. You can see in this A7 chord we have a C sharp, which is the third of the chord. When we take a pentatonic scale, we have a flat 3 against the major 3 in the chord, typically, right? So that flat 3 becomes a really characteristic blue note, but it's even better to be aware of the major 3 that's in the chord. Right? There's that major 3. That major 3 forms that tritone that's in the chord. Okay, good. Let's take that major 3 up an octave. Here's the root of the chord, the A. Here's the minor third. And here's the major third. Okay, again, defining the chord, we can think of this chord, which is just another like A7 chord, just essentially moving that D7 shape. Okay, and then, but when we're on the top strings, we can start to think about string bends. Let's take the major 3 and take the 7 down here, right? Here's the 7 and the major 3 together. We end up with, right? And now if we go a semitone down from the 7, we can bend it up to the 7. If we take both of those notes down a semitone, right? That's fun, and you know, but you need some fairly light strings on the top to cut that. I think I've got 10s and 13s on here. But remembering that these lines, when you're on the top 2 or 3 strings, can be altered with string bends, right? You can bend up into the major 3s and so on, right? Defining the chord again. And if we take that down an octave, there's that flat 3 again. It appears all the time in and so on, right? You know, and over and over, like there are so many different lines. Okay, so those are some ideas over an A7 chord. Now remember, of course, here's another nice one. Here's the 7th, here's the flat 3, and here's the major 3. Right? And remember that all of these lines move with the chord. When you move the chord, you can define the chord in different places by, let's see if we went down to a G. Right, same thing back to A. You get the idea. The lines start to move with the chord. If you're playing a blues, you can do a D, right? So D, A. So all the the same lines that you're playing in A can be moved around the fretboard, even to the point of, 5, 7 frets at a time, right? Okay, that's it for this session. Then I'm going to move to some other stuff in the next session. I'm going to do about 5 together, talking about the blues and how to build lines in the blues. So that was the flat 3 to the major 3, also including some cool string bend ideas that you can use bending up to those notes on strings 1, 2, or 3. Provided you don't, have 13s on top. Okay, good, great, thanks, Happy New Year, and see you soon.